Part of today's video is sponsored by Incogni, but more on them later. Welcome to the second episode of season 2 of my sister's surgery journey. If you have managed to stay engaged and up to date with this series for the years that it has spanned on my channel, thank you very much. Your attention span is phenomenal. Can I borrow some? If you haven't seen episode 1 of season 2, I really recommend you go and watch that first, because there's a lot you might have missed out on if you only saw season 1. Episode 1 of season 2 was actually filmed in the summer of 2023, and this episode was filmed at the beginning of 2024. And whilst editing this video, I did find it exceptionally funny to see how much I have changed. You know, not even caring about my sister, who had her entire facial bone structure reorganized. I feel like I look different. How can I make this about me? It is amazing what a bad year will do to you. You see these grey hairs? They weren't there in this video. Don't get stressed, kids. It's really bad for you. It ages you like milk. I also want to sincerely apologize to my sister because she let me do her makeup for this video. And I'll be honest, I'm not very good at makeup at the best of times. I also don't have masses of experience doing makeup on other people. So I just want to apologise to my sister for her eyebrows. I am so sorry. But to make it up to my dearest darling sister, the money from the AdSense on this video, as well as the money from the sponsorship that is about to roll, is all going to help further support her. So if you do have time, please do stick around for the sponsorship that's about to roll and consider clicking the link in the description down below to sign up to Incogni. Did you know that the sky is not actually blue? It's just a reflection of the ocean. That is a fun fact. Another fun fact is that every year the number and scope of data breaches worldwide is rising. The number of victims from data breaches has gone up nearly 41.5% from 2021. So the likelihood of your own data being breached is constantly increasing. For example, my brother had his personal data stolen the other day, and the person that stole it rather kindly offered him the opportunity to buy it back. Now, unfortunately for the person that stole my brother's personal data, my brother is a broke university student, so his personal data is now all over the web. There are hundreds of commercial databases and people search sites that hold your personal information, including your names, aliases, phone numbers, not to mention your login credentials, your online internet history. I know some of us want to be avoiding that. Yeah, I'm looking at you, babe. Yeah, you start to feel a little bit uncomfortable. It's your sign that you need to click the link in the description down below and download Incogni. But all of this information that they aggregate is available for purchase by businesses and could easily fall into the hands of some not so nice people. But this is where Incogni comes in. Incogni reaches out to data brokers on your behalf and requests the deletion of your personal information. And if the data broker puts up a fight, Incogni battles for you, babe. And since many data brokers continue to collect your personal data even after they've requested the removal of it, Incogni regularly re-requests the removal of your data. I've been using Incogni to deal with my brother's sticky data situation, and it's time you took control of your personal data too, babe. So use code Ellbat at the link down below to get 60% off an annual plan. That's code Ellbat, E-L-L-B-A-T. Thank you so much to Incogni for sponsoring this part of today's video. Thank you for you if you stuck around and watched it. There's a little kiss on the forehead just for that. Before we crack on with episode 2 of season 2, I just want to point out in the description down below, there is a GoFundMe for Leah to get access to more surgery, because there are some surgeries that are obviously a lot more private and you don't want to make a full video about. If you've been watching along and you feel so inclined to help a girl out, there is a GoFundMe in the description down below. If you would like to help me out, subscribe. That would be excellent. Thank you.
Hit the bell.
Listen, if I
Leave
can't
a comment.
Welcome to the second part of Leah's surgery journey. Yay! If you haven't seen the first load of videos, there are 3 videos that I posted like a year ago, 2 years ago. And time flies when you're having fun. And we are having fun. So if you haven't seen season 1, Guy's a big fan of season 1. If you haven't seen season 1, go back and watch season 1 before coming to season 2, because there are spoilers. I mean, your face is quite literally a spoiler for season 1.
It is, yeah, don't look.
In fact, her face is now blurred. Go watch season 1 first. Got a list here of questions that you guys asked me on my Instagram. It's at Eleanor L. Bateman, if you wanna follow.
Follow me on Instagram as well.
You don't even have an Instagram.
No.
For the audience at home, what surgeries did you get this time round?
I had a forehead contour. I had a brow bone reduction, which I think might be the same thing, but I'm not sure. I had cheekbone reduction. Oh, and I had some pins taken out from previous surgery as well because I didn't want metal in my head causing
removal
trouble
slay.
at airports.
No, you weren't. They're titanium. They don't go off. Why are you lying to the people? And why did you want those particular surgeries?
Just did, innit? I wasn't really happy with those parts of my face, and now I'm happy with them. So fairly self-explanatory, I think.
So which surgeries did you know for sure before you got to
Well, I
Korea
knew
that you
for
wanted?
sure that I wanted the brow bone reduction and the forehead reduction. And to be fair, they were very small. Like, I didn't actually get too much done from those. And then the cheekbone reduction was something that I was looking into. I think I was going to get facial contouring, and he said that the cheekbone reduction would have a similar effect. So that's what we went with.
Did you feel comfortable kind of like expressing your concerns about different things? Like, do you feel like you had all the information about the surgeries that you were thinking about?
I mean, I probably wouldn't have gotten any surgeries if I had doubts. So
Yeah, I would recommend probably not getting surgery if you're unsure about surgery.
If you're on the fence, don't let someone touch you with a knife. Okay, just there's a general rule of.
I mean, as a general rule, don't let someone touch you with a knife is probably
It's a
good
consensual
rule.
touching, but don't.
All touching should also be consensual for the viewers
maybe
at
I should
home.
word that differently.
How did you find the whole process this time around? Obviously, it was a lot easier because we didn't do 14 days in a Korean isolation quarantine
we didn't
facility.
Trap ourselves in prison for 2 weeks.
How did you find it from, leaving this country? Actually, even before that, how did you find consulting with Nana pre-going?
I did, yeah. I had some conversations with them about the surgeries that I wanted, and they're lovely, to be honest. They're such nice people.
We do love Nana.
And then, we flew out, and obviously I had to stay with Eleanor, which in itself is a head case. So yeah, we basically landed, had a meal, and then we had to go meet them the next morning.
We did. We got there really late, so we arrived at like,
It was
I
like
think
10
we got
or
to the
11
hotel
or
at like 10 or 11, had some food, went to sleep, and then had to go and meet them really early in
Yeah,
the
like
morning for your
9 or
consultation.
something.
Because Nana organised like the hotel and everything. The hotel we had was right next door pretty much. I also think that it's worth noting that because Nana has translators, I think if you don't speak Korean, it's not something you have to worry about, which I know really does help, especially with you, because then you're fully clued in on what the doctor is saying
Yeah.
during your consultation.
I gathered a lot of info from his hands,
Yeah.
but it's tough if you don't speak any Korean.
But it's also really helpful because it means they can kind of get you to and from your appointments on time. They also, once you were finished with the surgery, they can get you taxis back to your hotel, and they kind of
I
organise
walked.
it all. But they also can help you pick up your stuff from the pharmacy. This time around, actually, I went and got your drugs, and that was a fun experience. There was a guy buying a couple's pleasure kit,
Oh,
and he was asking lots of questions about it. Which,
well, it's important to be safe.
I mean, yeah, but like in a pharmacy?
What kind of pharmacy sells?
This is what I
couples
mean.
pleasure kit?
I did not know that was a thing pharmacies
What the fuck
sell.
is a couple's pleasure kit?
It's full of lots of things that are going to
Just
get
full of
me
lots of
demonetized.
Holes and sticks.
Big question on everyone's lips.
Ready.
Did it hurt?
My God, it hurt. I didn't feel anything, obviously, because I was hopped up on anesthetic. So I didn't feel anything when I was walking home or walking back to the hotel, rather, or like for the day after. And I was on a lot of painkillers from all those drugs. I was on like 6 tablets a day of painkillers or something. And these are like industrial strength painkillers. But yeah, there were times between pills where the stinging sensation in my head came in. I definitely felt a bit of a twinge every now and then, for sure.
You did have staples across the entirety of
had
your scalp, though.
23 staples in my head. 23. It was real like Frankenstein vibe, like all along the ridge, you know.
Mary Shelley would have been proud.
She would have been.
I will put in photos right now, so if you are squeamish, look away, babes.
My head swelled up like a water balloon.
You did look very...
I must have had twice the surface area of face that I do right now. It was huge. It was so big.
Considering the amount of things that were going on with your face, I think you were actually fine. For the I think because Nana kept saying this, she basically was recovering too fast from everything. Like, her swelling didn't last
I'm a bit
anywhere.
of a Wolverine, me, I think. I sort of...
What, like, is it Hugh Jackman or is it actual...
Hugh Jackman vibe.
Of
You know,
course.
I heal very quickly from things.
She was just walking around with 24 staples in her head.
23.
23. I mean...
Don't give me more credit than I'm due.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, yeah, that final one is what's going to make the people
It
go,
was-
well, it wasn't that
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Then, like, a few days, you looked like you'd just been in, like, a small bar brawl, which, considering you'd had significant parts of your bone structure shaved off.
Yeah.
It's very
I was very
impressive.
puffy, but I had very, like, all of the swelling had kind of gone to my cheeks and eyes. So I just had, like, red eyes where the blood was pooling. It looked almost like I was on a night out. Like, it did look a little bit like dark red eyeliner.
Slay. Kind of related to that, how did you find the recovery process?
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, I was taking a lot of drugs. Doing a decent amount of stretching of my face. They took most of my stitches out when I was in Korea, but they couldn't take out the stitches for my forehead work or the staples because it hadn't been long enough yet, and they didn't want to risk my head popping open like a can.
For the record, I don't think that can medically happen.
I came home and waited a few more days and then popped the staples out.
The biggest question is probably, are you happy with the results?
I'm very happy. Can't really say much more about it. Yeah, I'm happy.
Obviously, you had quite a lot of surgeries done over a course of a couple years. Do you think that you will like any more surgeries on your face?
I don't think so. No, I'm good. I'm pretty happy with my face. I don't really want to have a puffy face again either, to be honest.
You had a lot done. You were sliced and diced pretty regularly for a period there.
The man is very talented with a knife. I will give him that. He's very talented.
Well, I mean, I would hope so. He's a
Such
doctor.
soft hands.
Do you feel more like yourself now? Like, do you feel that the image of you, because these are obviously more related to being trans rather than being like...
Wait, I'm trans?
Oh my, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh, this
What a
is
way
so
to find out.
awful. Do you feel that now you've had these kind of things done to your face after, a couple of years, do you feel that the image of yourself that you see in the mirror is more cohesive with who you've always kind of been?
Sure.
Slay. Favorite thing about yourself post-surgery? Like physical thing. Don't say my hilarious
Gotta be
talent.
sense of humour.
Yeah.
Just generally likable.
Do you have a favorite before and after?
It's probably my brow bone, as in that's the biggest difference.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference, because I used to have a really angular face, and that kind of smoothed out my face quite a lot.
Bit of a niche one, but some of the girlies were asking it. Do you regret any of the surgeries that you've got?
No. I mean, that's a fairly quick answer, but I don't think it needs more than that. I don't. No.
I don't think you should even consider getting surgery.
Yeah, if you have doubts, then probably don't chop your face up, is my recommendation.
Yeah. And
You have to really make sure that you have researched it and know what you want.
And I think if you do decide that surgery is an option, this is just for anyone in general. Like, it doesn't matter how big the surgery is or how small. Make sure you go to a doctor that you can see their befores and afters. They are like fully accredited. They've got experience.
Soft hands.
Soft hands is a bonus, I suppose. But I think that's why we were really quite lucky that we got to partner with Nana for your surgeries, because all of their doctors are so experienced that was not something we had to worry about. Like, you can see all of their accreditations, befores and
Got
afters.
a lot of testimonials. Like, even when you're in the hospital, there's like a million TVs, and it's just rolling footage of all of their people before and after, and interviews with people post surgery and stuff. And it's just very welcoming.
Yeah, I think that's something you want. It doesn't matter which hospital
You
you're
don't want
going
to go to a hospital and they refuse to show you anyone that they've operated on. Like,
Red
if the
flag.
if the doctor's being really secretive, it's like, no, just trust me, it was really good and they loved it actually. But don't ask about them, or if they are still here.
Don't try and find them. Don't Google me.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's loads of reviews and testimonials. I think that's why videos like this are quite helpful for people who are looking to get surgeries, because not only can they see your befores and afters, but they can also see like the journey of working with a hospital like Nana. And I think befores and afters and videos like this that document the journey kind of give people more information about what they're looking for and what they need. And also, something else that I really liked about Nana is I don't think they ever pressured you into anything, which is something that a lot of people said they've experienced with plastic surgeries
Yeah, no, not at all.
in the past, is that
They just asked what I was thinking of, and then when I was saying one that I was thinking about in addition to the ones that I knew I was going to get, they were like, oh, what if we did this instead and it's slightly less invasive and has a similar result? Like, yeah, sure, why not?
like they gave suggestions based on their experience, which is what you kind of want, but they never once said, I think you should have this.
Oh yeah, no, nothing
Ever.
like that.
Which is really useful, because the last thing you want to feel when you're going in and trusting someone to slice and dice your face is to feel pressured into anything that you could regret. Best advice to other people looking to get surgery abroad?
Make sure that you go to a hospital or surgeon that has a lot of testimonials. Make sure that you fully research the surgery that you want. And yeah, just make sure that you do your research, basically. It's a very big thing, getting your face chopped up, so do it right.
It's not something that you should go into lightly.
And don't rush into it. Do not rush into it. Make sure that you've done research. Make sure that you have thought about it properly inside of your head and made peace with the fact that your face will be different.
I think this is something that Leah's kind of thought about for a decade now, so it's not something that you just woke up and rushed into.
I'm so old.
These surgeries were gifted to Leah, and we did also get like our accommodation paid for. But I would not have worked with them a second time if we had had any issues with them previously.
Like, they're just lovely. I don't know what to say about it other than that. I mean,
they make you feel very safe and trusted, and
they really go above and beyond for you as well. I mean, I remember the first time we were there, they literally like did everything for us.
And it's not just us. Obviously, I didn't just partner with them about doing my research. The research that I did, other people also had similar experiences. I don't think it's just because we filmed this one and we got special treatment. The other patients that we also ran into at Nana also were having a similar experience, as in the people that we spoke to were having a similar experience. Biggest question of them all to round off this series, because I don't think we're going to make another one. I don't think so. I think series 2, I think this is the end. I think the show's been cancelled as far as I'm aware. I mean, it might get renewed by a different producer at some point, but there's nothing else that you really want done. So I think this might be the last time that Lee is on the channel. Something that kept coming up, that kept propping up, the things that people cared about the most were, are you happy?
Yeah. There you go.
Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for supporting. If you do like the video, please do engage. If you want to support Leah on her journey, there is a GoFundMe in the description down below. I'd really appreciate it. If not, that's absolutely fine. Watching this video does more than enough to help support my sister. So thank you so much. I have a wonderful rest of your day. Hydrate and have a good time. Stop. Can you stop kissing them?
It's real like 2013 YouTube vibes.
It is giving 2013. It's giving Zoella.
It's giving Charlie is so cool. Like,
do you know I went to the same school as Zoella?
You did.
And Joe.
She was a year above me.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I forgot you went to my school. And I think that's the end. I'm not sure that we will ever make another season of my sister's transition journey, just because the next parts of her transition are probably going to be a lot more personal and something that, if she can afford to, she would like to keep private. Being openly trans on the internet is scary, but it can actually be quite dangerous. And my sister took a giant leap of faith by kind of trusting my audience with something so intimate as her journey. And I knew that I could trust my audience with someone as precious as my sister. And I'm so grateful that I was right. I said it in the last video, but I truly do believe that I am in a very unique position in that my audience is comprised of some of the most heartfelt, genuinely empathetic and caring people on the internet. I don't know how I got so lucky, but I cannot express how grateful I am at the rate at which you lot show up and show out and go above and beyond, not just for me, but for my sister. Thank you for making this corner of the internet safe for her. Every trans and non-binary person deserves the right to live in a body that they are happy in. Happy and healthy and loved. And these videos have helped my sister to finally have that. Thank you.